Good morning, everyone. This is my watch list for Friday, April 24th. All right, what's going on? Look at this. Wow, crazy on SPY. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this a fifth top at supply on SPY? I don't know, okay? This is a big range, all right? 703, obvious, right? 703, obvious. 712, obvious, okay? So what's going to happen today? I don't know. We saw what happened yesterday, right? We caught beautiful shorts on SPY. We caught beautiful shorts off the open, immediately off the open. It was the gap fill. It was the pre-market high. It was the previous day high. I was just shorting supply, right? So I started building size here, got a beautiful add up here, and then it came all the way back to 709, all right? You also could have taken this reject at the previous all-time high. All right, and then we got the big move later in the afternoon. We got the move down to 703, but again, algos came in, bids came in, and we held 703 again. All right, so now we are back at supply on SPY. This is a way different chart than the Qs, and I'll show you why in a second. All right, way different chart than the Qs, but we are back at supply on SPY. Okay, so what happens today? I don't know, right? Do we break above supply and rally? Do we have one more big squeeze before we sell into May, which I think is going to happen, by the way? But do we break all-time highs today? That's the question. All right, SPY is at supply. If we break all-time highs, then you can look for longs. Okay, you can look for longs if we break all-time highs. 703. This was the bounce level I was talking about yesterday. That's where we did bounce. If we lose below 703, it sells back to 698. Right, that's SPY. Very, very easy chart on SPY. QQQ rallying into all-time highs. I'm glad we were up like 25% on the swing here yesterday, and we took profit in the 10K account. And I still have some runners in my main account, but I'm planning to add back into these, right, as we're popping into highs. Okay. But what can we watch for intraday on the Qs? 657, previous day high. If we get back below 657, we can look for shorts. Besides that, you could also look for longs, right? If we hold 657, you could look for longs. But besides that, up here, there's nothing, right? We're at all-time highs. So there's no telling where price is going to go. There's a 660 obvious like psychological hold number, but besides that, there's no levels, right? There's no previous data to base off of. So we can watch for 657. Let's see how we react to that level. If we get back under 657, this has potential to go back to 650. Okay, so that's something I'll be watching off the open on the Qs. Why are the Qs rallying the way they are? It's because of semis, right? Look at AMD. AMD is up 12% today. All right, INTC crushed earnings. It's up 26% in one session, 27%. Okay. So that is why the Qs are stronger than SPY. SPY has not even broken all-time highs yet, okay? But the Qs are above all-time highs, and that SOXX Semiconductor fund is up nearly 4% in the pre-market, okay? So I'll be looking to re-enter shorts on this. I'll be looking to re-enter shorts on the Qs. Okay, I think we can still build into these positions. This is becoming a bit of a euphoric rally. Okay, I think it's gonna come slamming down pretty hard pretty soon. Okay, let's look at some individuals. All right, Apple. Guess what? It did exactly what I said. We're from 274 to 276, and it couldn't get above 276. Right, so I said that you can long over 274, but be careful because we have 276 supply. All right, now there's nothing on this chart. Right, maybe if we get over 276, that's the next level of supply. AMD, this is just insanity. This is insanity. It's up 12%, really just because of INTC, right? Because of INTC, it's moving in correlation with that, and it's just ripping. This chart is nuts. Let's look at the 4-hour. Look at that. Wow, 190 to 340 in a matter of weeks. Literally 3 weeks. From 190 to 340. That's insanity. All right. What can you do intraday? I mean, nothing. Right? What am I going to do with AMD today? Right? It's already up 12%, and you can't short because where am I going to short based on what data? Right? You have to look for reversals for a short. Right? And in this scenario, there's just no saying how high it's going to go. Okay. Look for pullback longs. Right? Pullback longs if you get into the previous session high, 310. but that is just so far away at this point. All right. Yeah, so AMD this is just a euphoric rally, and I'm not touching it today. Okay. Amazon did the same thing I was talking about yesterday, right? We got the 256 breakout, went to 258.50, and it failed there, right? It's back above 256, but again, all-time high is 258.50. This is the previous all-time high. You could actually look for longs if we get above 258.50 today, but let's see what happens, okay? Let's see. I'm also watching Netflix. Netflix is almost at my level. I've been watching this level for a while. 91, okay? 91. There you go on the daily. If we get to 91, I'll be watching Netflix for longs today. Nvidia is rallying a bit with the chips, but not nearly as much as AMD or INTC, right? Only up 0.5%. I still like shorts on this. I mentioned this yesterday. If we get below 200, it's a short. It went down to 197, right? So it made a nice move, but it was in the afternoon session. This is still a short for me. Let's see if we get back under 200 today. A name that I am watching today, Palantir. Palantir is one of the weakest names yesterday, down 7.2% on the close. All right, we flushed back below my 148 level. Check this out. Let's draw the fib from the high here to the low here. Look where the 61.8 fib lines up perfectly today, 148. Right, 148 is my big supply. The fib also lines up at 148. If we get a pop into 148 on Palantir, I like this short today. All right, so I'll be watching Palantir short. Tesla, it bounced off the 368. Remember I said this yesterday. There's really only one potential spot that Tesla could bounce, and it was 368, and that's where we got the bounce. All right, it's still below 383 though. That was the next level. If it reclaims 383, this is a potential long. Okay, if it gets below 368, this is probably a short into 360. Okay, so that's pretty much what I'm watching today. It's going to be a crazy Friday session. I'm expecting volatility, and I'm expecting something crazy to happen over the weekend. So let's see. I will let you guys know though. I'll let you guys know my plan, and I'm definitely going to be re-entering this QQQ short. Okay, all right. So I'll see you guys on live, and have a nice Friday.